for joining me. I apologize for the tardiness. This work is getting done on my apartment, and that leads me to tomorrow's live might be a little late. I apologize to UK people who are probably watching this now or watching this later on, um, just because I'm getting some stuff done with my apartment. So if the work is done in time, I may be able to. I will probably be able to hop on at the scheduled time. If not, I'm not sure. That's why I like to do my lives in the evening because it's just a lot easier. Like by hope normally by this time all that stuff is done. Um, but I know for like my East Coast people, it's 9 o'clock or it's even later for the UK, but it's just easier. There's no issues, right? So with during lives earlier in the day for me, there's going to be some friction. So if the maintenance guys are out of here in time, I will be able to hop on at 12. If not, I'm not sure. So we'll see. I'm going to do my best to get on live at the time that's scheduled for the Love Island, not Love Island, Love is Blind UK live. But if not, I'm going to have to push it later. So I apologize to my UK subscribers now if that happens. Hopefully it doesn't. Godspeed. Let's get into it. So I've been wanting to talk to this for you guys for a minute because all of these shows are coming on and or are on right now. Ultimate Girls Trip. All these shows are on, and the shows I'm going to be talking about are going to come on the first or second week of September. So I want to talk about the cast and everything that's happening before these shows come out. The first show we're going to talk about is The Golden Life. Here is why. I'm not watching that show. I just think this is going to be really, well, I'm not reviewing the show. I am going to watch it just to see the dynamics, but I will not be reviewing that show because I do not promote anything that has Ramona in it. She is a horrible human being. And if that show did not have her, it would be great. They got rid of Jill Zarin, but they didn't get rid of Ramona, who I think is worse than Jill Zarin. But I did want to talk about it because I do think that the casting is very, very interesting. And had Ramona not been a part of it, I probably would have actually checked it out because it does seem like an interesting cast of geriatric biddies. But with Ramona being on that cast, I am just, no. That lady is a raging racist, and I will not do anything to promote that demon. But we're going to talk about it. So we're going to start off with The Golden Life. Then I want to talk about Liz, because I think that's really important. Liz from the Real Housewives of Rhode Island. She has left the show. And then we can talk about Rhony, which looks really good this season. It really, really does. We will see. And then we'll end with my review of Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, episodes 1 through 2. Let's get into it. So we're first going to start off with The Golden Life. The Golden Life is a show that stars, I believe, the Countess, basically the older generation of the Real Housewives of New York who were fired from Bravo from their show. They all decided to go over to E! To create their own show. So it's the Countess, it's the Countess Luann, it's Sonia Morgan Chase, it's Ramona the Racist, and Margaret Joseph just joined the cast, and Candace Bushnell. Now, if you don't know who Candace Bushnell is, she is the writer of Sex and the City when it was just a book. It's supposedly based on her life. She is the writer of that book, now iconic series, and she is going to be on this show. And I thought it was really interesting because I don't know if she's done reality TV before, but I just was gagged that she was doing this. I was like, you want to be in reality TV at like 70? Girl, it was just so random. And I was just like, man, I would be interested to see what she's like if that raging racist wasn't on the show. But unfortunately, she is. Bad call, E. Bad call. Get that demon off and maybe I'll watch. Anyway, let's talk about that first. So I'm going to bring up what was released in Deadline. Candace Bushnell and Margaret Joseph joins the Golden Life cast in the Hamptons as E orders additional episodes of the Real Housewives of New York reunion series. Wait, is this Candace Bushnell and the Real Housewives of New Jersey alum Margaret Joseph are joining the cast of the Golden Life season 1. E has ordered additional episodes of the reality series that reunites the OG cast, Bravo Housewives of New York, as they live their luxurious lives in Palm Beach, Florida. Wait, I thought it was the Hamptons. The new episodes will take Kelly Ben-Simone, Countess Luann, Dorinda Medley, I forgot about Dorinda, Sonia Morgan, and Ramona Singer to the Hamptons. Wait, where they will meet the Sex and the City author and the former Real Housewives of New Jersey star, Bushnell, Margaret Joseph. Bushnell and Joseph will make appearances throughout the Hamptons-based episodes. New friends bring new drama from the glitzy beaches of Palm Beach to private dunes of Hamptons. The ladies expand their exclusive social circle, bringing in new hijinks, posh parties, and so much more. Now, right off the bat, additional episodes, new location, lets me know that what they filmed in the beginning was basura. This wasn't good. And I think they are adding in new characters because what they have is not good. And I think because Jill was fired and the show probably was filming at that point, they also lost a lot of footage because she is no longer a part of the show because of the racist things she said about Bad Bunny's Super Bowl performance. So I think they're now like scrambling, trying to get more footage. And I absolutely believe they probably paid the highest to Candace Bushnell because she, out of all the women on the show, she is the one that is really coming with a name, right? Like a name that was established by her, not by money, not by a man, not by marrying into something. She really came with something established. And I feel like she is the bigger draw for this. But I'm interested to see how this all is going to play out because if they're first filming in Palm Beach and now they're in the Hamptons and additional episodes are in the Hamptons, it's not quite making sense. And I feel like if you're bringing in Margaret and you're bringing in a big name like Candace Bushnell, that means you paid a pretty penny. I think you guys are trying to save the show. And if you have to do all this already and the show hasn't even aired, you're not going to get your investment back. I just feel like they're trying to scramble to make this something. But it's okay to scrap it and start again. I would scrap the whole season or what they already filmed. Since they filmed it with Jill Zarin, scrap it and start again with this new cast in the Hamptons. Because what a lot of people don't know, I feel like Summer House has really jaded everybody's reality of what the Hamptons are. Because Summer House focuses on these young, yuppies who live in New York, who go to the Hamptons for the weekend and have a good time. A lot of people don't realize if you're just, focusing on like what Summer House is and what it brings. And, a lot of people's first exposure to the Hamptons was Summer House. A lot of people do not know that it is just a place for the wealthy that's close to like New York or New Jersey. That's a place for the wealthy to play, no matter the age. And it's normally a lot of older people who are out there in the Hamptons. And the reason why I want to say that is because a lot of people were saying that Kyle is too old for Summer House. And I'm just like, the majority of people that summer in the Hamptons are older than Kyle. Like, though this young cast, trying to keep the cast of Summer House young, it's just not realistic for what the Hamptons is. The Hamptons is a lot of older people, it's a lot of old money. If you are a young person summering in the Hamptons, it's because you're pedigree and you're summering in your parents' home in the Hamptons. It is normally the place for wealthy older people who probably have a little, not townhouse, a little apartment somewhere in New York, and they just use it to go to like dinners or the opera, but they really have their home in the Hamptons. So I think they should just start there with those wealthy older people in the Hamptons. And I think something is going to come of it. I feel like the cast outside of Ramona is a pretty solid cast. So take them out of Florida with all the mega demons. There's mega demons in the Hamptons as well, but you're going to find, more liberal leaning people there. Have it there, start there with that cast, and I think you will actually have something. But I was just really interested. I'm just like, y'all got Candace Bushnell? Oh, that season must be garbage. Y'all must not have nothing if y'all spent a pretty coin to get that lady to appear on your show, because she is moneyed up. She don't need it. So they had to pay her something nice to get her to appear on the show. And I do think that cast outside of Ramona is going to be an interesting cast, because a lot of them are good TV, have been good TV for years, and will give a show, especially Margaret with her lawsuits will be good TV. Candace and all of her money will be good TV. Dorinda, her clip, good TV. The Countess, shaking her crown. Like, I think it would be a really good cast. Unfortunately, they have Ramona, which is probably why the show isn't doing well. They don't realize how cancerous that lady is. I don't think that she's going to be a good asset to that show. And I think of that for two reasons. One, she's just a horrible person. But two, within both episodes of the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, Luann continues to mention Ramona and how terrible she is. So I don't know if this is off of if her filming Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip Roaring 20s was off the back of her filming this series with Ramona, but she will not miss an opportunity to talk about how terrible she is while filming and in her confessionals. If they get a season 2, I think they need to ditch Ramona and work with the core audience that they have, because I do think that they have something here, but I'm not sure if it's going to translate with the cast they have and with the footage that they already have. I also want to say this. I don't know, and we'll see. Only time will tell how this show does. But I don't know if this show was worth those New York housewives burning bridges with Bravo. Because Andy had a huge issue with them taking their talents to E. So I don't know if this show was a smart move, but only time will tell. Only time will tell. That's all that I have to say about this. What do you guys have to say? Let's get into it. Hey, Princess, how are you? Thank you for joining me. Wait, Princess said I saw that Liz is actually filming. So she's not leaving? Let me look that up right now. If that's actually happening. Oh, she was spotted. Okay, so they're saying she was spotted, but because Bravo has confirmed that she's leaving. It's on their page. They said that she was spotted filming, but they're not sure in what capacity. If she was back on the show, I think Bravo would announce it, since they also announced her exiting the show. So we will see. Hey, Give Me Shelter. Give Me Shelter said, hi, Nikki. Hi, Nikki.Star. Hi, Mama Star. Hi, Star Fam.
Hi,
hey, CM. Hey, Niche. Niche said, hey, everyone. I might fall asleep during this live. Long hours. Vicky is annoying. Kyle is annoying. She uses her sisters / rent a moment. I hate Sutton and Crystal, pathetic, desperate, boring woman. Well, listen, let us know how you really feel, sister. Thank you for being here. Hi, Hannah. Hey, So Steph. Art World said, hey, everyone, watching Versus tonight, so I'll catch the replay. Let me know how it goes. Princess says, Joe and Donnell are going to perform, baby. They sure are. Niche says, also, Cynthia Bailey is beautiful. Why would she join up with that dumb demon like Tamra joining forces with something? Joining forces today. Wait, what happened with Cynthia and Tamra? So Steph said, this sounds boring. I actually do think it would be a good cast, aside from Ramona. It could be something. CM said, every time I hear Rhony mention, I have to thank Bryn for saving us from Lizzie. And now Bryn's not on the show. Ain't that something? She could have had such a good storyline. Poor thing. Hey, Cameron, thank you for being here. CM says, let's see Barge go after someone on this cast. I don't think she will, because I think she's going to be probably the brokest one on the show. And I don't think she's going to do that, especially with like all the financial stuff that she's going through. I don't know if she will. Interesting to see. I know she's not going to touch Candace. I know none of them going to touch Candace. Hey, Mama Star. Mama Star said, hey, Star family. Mama Star is here for this review. I am on my computer, so I will not be able to block anyone. I apologize if I blocked you. Thank you, Mom. Cameron said, can I be honest? I only watch Ultimate Girls Trip to see Nene, and she was on it for like 2 seconds. Same. Princess says, I hope Liz comes back full time. She's the show. She is. She really, really is. Busola said, hey, Nikki, Mama Star and Star Fam. Hey, Busola. Princess said, I hope Liz is coming back full time. I live for her antics. Me too. Since we're talking about Liz, let's get right into it. So, Liz announced that she is no longer going to be a part of the show being Real Housewives of Rhode Island. She said, I'm full of gratitude. She posted on her Instagram. I'm full of gratitude for the amazing opportunity to appear on this show. As filming for season 2 begins, I have made the decision to take a step back and focus on my family, my work, and my passions. The Real Housewives of Rhode Island cast is an amazing group of women who have created something special. I'll be watching next season, rooting for the continued success of this franchise. For now, I look forward to enjoying this little corner of the world from the other side of the camera. Now, when she wrote this, Bravo responded they put it on their page to announce that she was no longer there. That's when I was like, oh, this is official. Because you know them housewives, they always do that. I'm not returning. And then Andy gets on a phone call with them. And the next thing you know, they're filming. Hello, Tamara. They do it all the time. So I don't really believe it until Bravo confirms it. So let's read what Bravo put on their page about Liz leaving the show. This is from Bravo's website. It says Liz McGraw. Oh, let me show you the top. Liz McGraw announces exit from the Real Housewives of Rhode Island after season 1. Liz McGraw announced she will leave the Real Housewives of Rhode Island after season 1 to focus on her family and personal passions. Liz McGraw will not return to the Real Housewives of Rhode Island for season 2. She announced via her Instagram on July 1st, just days after the season 1 reunion concluded. I'm full of gratitude. I've already read that to you. She continued, the Real Housewives of Rhode Island cast is an amazing group of women who have created something special. I'll be watching next season. Upon joining the Real Housewives of Rhode Island season 1, Liz immediately caught viewers' eyes due to her striking resemblance to her close friend, Dolores Cantina, who she says shares a plastic surgeon and dentist. Throughout her journey on Rhori, Liz opened up about her family life as a wife and stepmom, and more recently as a Gigi to her new granddaughter, as well as her booming business as a cannabis queen of Rhode Island.
Yes,
cannabis queen. By the time the Rhori season finale rolled around, the Liz made peace with Alicia, Joe Ellen, and the rest of the group as the summer came to an end. While wrapping up the season 1 reunion, host Andy Cohen asked the cast to share in hindsight what they would have done differently. Liz, for her part, answered, I would try to control, react, police, and care less. All 4. Liz's post-filming update from the Rhori finale noted that she and Dolores are high on launching their menopause gummies this year. Meanwhile, her and her husband Gary are simply enjoying their new grandbaby. Now, so Liz says she's not coming back. Bravo put it on their page announcing her exit. Then the rumors started. Why did the rumors start? Because Dino is going to prison. Let's read that. This is from the Providence Journal. Let me share it with you. Hold on. Now, here's the thing. If this thing, they got a lot of ads. If it moves funny, I'm going to delete it. Just letting y'all know right now. I got a lot of ads. If this thing is giving me too much, we're deleting it, and I'm just going to read it from my phone. But for right now, it seems like it's okay. As Liz McGraw exit Real Housewives of Rhode Island, what we know about Dino, his case, and their friendship. Amid news that the Real Housewives of Rhode Island cast member Liz McGraw will not be returning to the show second season, her connection to Dino Guillemette continues to attract ongoing attention. Guillemette, who appeared on the first season of the Real Housewives at a house party hosted by Liz and her husband Gary, is facing serious criminal charges, including 7 felonies and 1 misdemeanor, ranging from drug dealing to fraudulently obtaining COVID-19 relief money to conspiracy. He's also allegedly the subject of separate investigation that documents and suggests involves his connection to the McGraws, who own Slater Compassion Center, a retail cannabis store in Providence. Guillemette, or Dino, as he is referred to on the show, is mentioned numerous times throughout the first season and recently made an appearance in Rhode Island Superior Court. Here's what to know about Guillemette, his connection to McGraw, and his current criminal cases. On the show, Liz describes Guillemette as a very close friend of her husband and whom she has known for years. McGraw spent many years sports fishing. Jerry McGraw spent many years sport fishing, where he would be away on his boat for weeks at a time. And according to Liz McGraw, he would have Guillemette check on his wife and make sure she was taken care of. Their closeness has sparked rumors of an affair, which Liz denied on the show. The rumors even led to a fight between Liz and a fellow cast member, Kelsey Swanson. When reached by the Journal for a previous story, Guillemette confirmed he is friends with the McGraws. On June 25th, Rhode Island Assistant Attorney General Jim Baum set forth the state's final plea deal to Guillemette that would have seen him plead guilty to counts of delivery and conspiracy to delivery of lorazepam. I don't know what that is. In exchange, the other 6 charges.
Lorazepam is a drug.
I know, Mom, but I don't know what kind of drug. Do you know?
It's pills.
Okay, what kind of pills, Mama? Is it meth? In exchange, the other 6 charges would have been dropped, and he would have received 5 years of probation, avoiding jail time entirely. If found guilty on all counts at trial, Guillemette faces a maximum sentence of 88 years in prison. Appearing in Rhode Island Superior Court, Guillemette rejected the plea deal, sending the case to trial. Defense attorney John L. Cacogny III said his client turned down the offer because he maintains his innocence. Guillemette also appears to be the subject of a separate investigation, which was diluted during the June 25th hearing that involves his connection with the McGraws. Both Liz and Jerry McGraw are listed as associates of Guillemette, and a 2021 affidavit from State Police Detective Matthew Lynch. Lynch was attempting to secure a permit to wiretap Guillemette's phone on a drug-related investigation unrelated to the charges he currently faces. In a sworn statement, Lynch said he believed Guillemette was a member of the New England La Cosa Nostra crime family.
Oh, he's not going to live long.
Guillemette's lawyers, Cacogny, is seeking to suppress evidence based on Lynch's role as the primary source of facts used to secure a wiretap of Guillemette's phone. Cacogny accused Lynch of recklessly disregarding the truthfulness of the statement by a confidential source, who Guillemette alleges told an associate he planted cocaine to set him up. Cacogny also rejected the idea that Guillemette is a member of the New England La Cosa Nostra crime family. If anybody knows anything about organized crime, people will tell you that organized crime is dead. Oh, he did it. Guillemette's lawyer, Cacogny, told reporters on the steps of the Superior Court on June 25th. Lynch's detective work is also being questioned in an unrelated cannabis case in which the defendant's attorney is also asserting Lynch provided incorrect information to secure search warrants. The Rhode Island's Attorney General office has refuted the claims. To date, there has been no judicial finding that Detective Lynch was untruthful in that case. Tim Rodato, spokesman for the Attorney General, Peter Naroja, told the Journal in relation to the cannabis case. Goldman is expected to be back in court on July 17th. Do we have...
He's going down.
Child.
Meet me in the club.
Listen, as far as I know, that man is still free. Here's the thing. So after that report came out, Liz responded with this, because everybody was talking about why she really left. Liz says, it's fascinating to me how everyone assumes my reason for leaving involves being afraid of skeletons or jail, etc. This is not new gossip. It has been the local islanders, it has been the local slander for years. If there were even an ounce of validity to it, I'd not have ever gone on the show. I realize that for some, it feels good to speculate, hate, and defame my character, but I have never been investigated nor involved in any criminal case. It's preposterous, and people should know how utterly ridiculous it sounds. Sorry to disappoint. It's wild to me how people feel at liberty to openly state such absurd claims as facts. Now that I have time on my hands, I will start the process of holding those originating and spreading such fiction accountable.
Liz.
Hold on. Let me remove my banner.
Liz.
Accountable. And she leaves it with a kiss. Here's the thing.
Now here's the thing.
Liz, it looks suspicious. It looks suspicious because Dino rejected that plea deal.
Mm-hmm.
And he's facing 88 years. Dino's going to talk.
Okay.
And Liz herself mentioned that her husband goes fishing for weeks at a time.
Okay.
I think that does make sense. You know, men go fishing. It does cause some suspicion when you have a cannabis business and you're friends with the cocaine king of Rhode Island.
Okay.
And this relationship was introduced through your husband, who spends a lot of time on his boat fishing.
Liz.
It looks suspicious, sis. Because remember, when I started reviewing the show, I was just like, oh my God, we're going to get another housewife arrested on camera. If I were in that situation, I would leave the show too. Because you're not locking me up on camera. Especially after we saw what happened to Jen Shot, you're not locking me up. You're not locking me up. And I feel like as soon as that man rejected that plea deal, she said, absolutely not. Bravo will not have groundbreaking TV off of my back. And she got off that show. I'm not hating on that. I think that's a smart decision. That's a smart decision. I will say, had you not come on this show, people outside of Rhode Island would have never known about this. Now you coming on this show, you just made it Bravo News, right? Global news. And now the DA got to get some results.
Okay.
So they probably putting 20 on 10 just because you put everything out there. You made it hot. And so now the DA, and woe to you if it's an election year for the DA.
It is an election year.
Because now he got to make something happen. He got to make something pop.
You got to wreck your hole. And she's going to address it. Now it seems suspicious, but I am not, and all this and that news. Girl, you let me know.
Well, because everybody is just like, Dino rejects his plea deal. Now he going to trial, and you quit the show. It looks suspicious. You can't get mad at people for putting 2 and 2 together, because we would have never been able to put 2 and 2 together if you wouldn't have gave us the 1. Now we at the 2. We didn't arrived at the 2, but you gave us this information that we did not have. And you said you've been having these allegations for years. You said they've been calling you a trap queen. Why would you get on this show if people were already saying this stuff about you? And then it doesn't help that the cast is like, Liz is very scary. Everybody's afraid of Liz. You don't cross Liz. Why are they talking like that?
You may wind up,
sister, you should have never came on this show.
Daisy.
This is the thing. You cannot come on a housewife show with skeletons in your closet.
I'm telling you.
You just can't. They're going to find out everything.
This show.
And now.
To your bank account and all of
everything. And now the Rhode Island DA, he got to make some stuff shake. He got to make some stuff shake because you didn't put all these allegations. You didn't put it on blast. That man is facing 88 years in prison. What do you think's gonna happen? Because because everybody knows if he's rejecting that plea deal, it's because he's probably gonna talk. They all snitch at some point. When you're facing 88 years in prison, you gonna talk. But ain't nobody taking 88 years on the chin.
88 years. He got 88 years.
He gonna talk. So I'm not mad at her. I think it was smart to get off that show, get them lawyers, and probably get a home in Mexico together in case you gotta flee. in case you gotta flee or get on that husband's boat and cross the border to Cuba.
Oh, they watching that boat.
They watching it, and that's the thing. You don't know how long they've been watching that boat.
There you go.
They will put in time just so they have enough evidence to lock you up and throw away the key. So you can't get mad at people for speculating, Liz. Like, people are gonna talk because you brought your presence on that show. If you had them allegations for years, why would you come on the show? Why would you come on a reality TV show where the show is about your business and everybody is acting afraid of you and not sure what to tell because they scared of Liz? Okay. Girl, not a good look. Not a good look. He facing 88 years, girl. He talking now. He's not going to go away for 88 years. He's not. He's going to go away for some time, but he's going to shave that time off by giving other people time.
No, they're going to put him in the witness protection program because he's going to get killed.
By that crime family. What is going on in Rhode Island? I thought all y'all did was fish and catch clams up there. It is a mess up there, apparently. Anyway, that's all my thoughts. Smart move, Liz, I would have did it too. I would have got off that show. I would have been like, y'all not gonna watch me get locked up on TV. Give my haters some tea? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So Steph said, I'm enjoying this girls trip. The second episode was funny to me. I hated the first episode. The second episode was a lot better. Kirsten said, I think Liz didn't like how the show treated Dolores. Yeah, you know what I think happened with Dolores was that Dolores was on Rhode Island because they didn't know if New Jersey was going to come back. And the only reason why New Jersey came back is because Teresa and, I didn't forget her name. Her sister-in-law made up.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, they made up. And now they're posting on Instagram, my sister-in-law, I love my sister-in-law. That's the only reason why New Jersey came back. New Jersey was canceled. They were done with them and all that fighting.
And her brother and stuff is back.
Yes, they were done with Jersey and all of that fighting. They were just like, absolutely not. We're just not going to do it. We're just going to cancel Jersey and move to Rhode Island. So they moved to Rhode Island and Dolores went because there was no other, like, where was she going to go? Her show was done. Then they decided to bring back New Jersey. I don't know. Melissa. I don't know what Melissa and Teresa said to the executives, but they convinced them to bring the show back. So it's just like, well, Dolores, we don't need you anymore for this because your show is coming back. So let's get you from over here and bring you back to Jersey. I think that's what's happening. I don't think that they were trying to, remove her from the show or like do it purposefully. I think what happened was she needed to start filming Jersey. And that's why they got her out of Rhode Island. Because I think we're going to get Jersey soon, actually. So that's what I think happened there. I don't think the show was like trying to. The money. Because this show became everybody's job.
Okay, she's down to never speak to them again.
Well, girl, they speak it and they besties. They besties on the gram, child. Girl. So I think that's what happened there. Princess said Bravo used Needy, unfortunately.
They needed Needy.
That's what I was gonna say. They needed her.
They needed
Needy for this. Like there was no way.
They get on my nerves.
But they needed her.
On my nerves, but they needed her.
They needed her.
They couldn't do it without her. So they had to find a way to bring her back.
Princess said Liz felt the way about these weird fans attacking her and her family. I mean, how could she not? But like that's the thing. When you sign up for Housewives, you sign up for the good and the bad, child. The good and the bad.
The good, the bad, and the ugly.
CM said Liz don't want to be Teresa. Nope. Liz don't want to be Jen Shah. Teresa, we knew she was going to prison. Jen Shah shocked everybody. Cameron said, why is Liz leaving? Good Lord, half the cast is leaving Gotti Island. The show just got started. Who else is leaving besides Liz? Princess says, if Liz is gone for good, I may get bored and tune out. Yeah, they're going to need to bring in somebody who has her personality or something like it, or who can like hold the show, because without Liz, they're kind of boring. I mean, like you're going to need somebody like Liz to be more violent than the rest, because without Liz, it's just violence. So you need somebody more violent to shock the violent girls of the show. Like you need somebody for them to clench their pearls. Without it, they'll just be calling each other slam pig and fighting. We need some balance. Simone said Dino's going to the clink, child. Speckled said, I want Dolly Liz to stay. Watching her react to Joe Ellen felt real and raw. How many of us will want to crash out film? So I get it. Joe Ellen should have left her alone. No, Liz was the star of that show. So finding a star is going to be crazy. And that's another reason why I think it's because she left, because she don't want to get, she don't want to get arrested on camera, and she don't want her business to be on the show if something does happen. Because being the star of a show, leaving after one season, nobody does that unless some stuff is about to happen. And I think that's what's happening with Liz. Hey, Vaca, thank you so much for being here. Oh my God. StreamYard. I'm trying to click on your comment. There it is. Thank you so much for being here, Vaca. KM said this stream is saving my week right now. I need to laugh so badly. Hello, Star fam. Hey, KM, thank you for being here. I hope we're bringing you some joy. Vaca said it's been so long. It sure has. It sure has. Oh, he was distributing Xanax.
The Rosepan or whatever that is.
Yikes. Simone said 88 minimum. He's talking. All that time. And that means if they are even trying to give him all that time minimum, they have been watching him for a long time, and they got mad evidence on that man. They're trying to throw it out with that cop saying that all of his stuff is suspicious. But if that cop's evidence is held up in court.
No, if the cop's evidence gets thrown out, it's because the crime family, somebody's working with the crime family.
Of course.
The crime family wants them to shut it up.
Of course. Hey, Gigi. Miss Gigi said, I just finished your Love is Blind line from earlier. Hey, Nikki and Mama Star. Hey, Miss Gigi. Thank you for being here. Princess says Dolly needs to gather her own high-powered legal team. I think she is. And that's why I think she also had to get off the show. Listen, even if nothing happens to her, she still has to protect herself legally because her name is going to come up in all of this, whether it's just by associate or what, for whatever it may be. If the cop was able to successfully wiretap that man's phone, she has a close relationship with him. So she's going to be involved in some manner. So she needs to protect herself. And she can't be on that show gossiping and fighting while also trying to handle this matter. So I get it. Cameron said, I'll snitch if they told me I was facing 30 minutes, period. Miss Gigi said, didn't they sell the boat? They sure did. But who did they sell it to? See, this is the thing. Like, selling a boat, getting rid of the evidence, that don't mean that it's gone. You could have sold it to an undercover. Ciao. Hey, TIK TOK said, hey, Star family, stay in touch with Nikki.Star at NikkiStar TV and join the Nikki.Star family reunion list. Please sign up. That's how you guys can keep up with me outside of YouTube and outside of the shows that you watch. Like, I know I review some shows that you watch and some shows that you don't. And I'm always on here discussing things and our next things, like the book club is coming up. And we got to choose our books. So this way, if you're on the family reunion list, we'll put you on the email list. We'll send out the newsletter and you can keep up with what I have going on. So please make sure you sign up. That's also where I'm going to be sending out information about our meetups and fun events that I'm going to be having throughout the year. I'm planning something here for LA in early September. So please make sure you have that you sign up for the reunion list to keep in touch. So Seth said Dolores said herself she was too busy filming Jersey. Yeah, I think that's what happened. The reason why she was filming Rhode Island is because she was unemployed at that time, and then Jersey came back. Princess said Dolo tried to blame Rosie for some odd reason, though. I think that was just like a throwaway because she didn't want to say, because she didn't want to break the fourth wall and be like, oh, I was filming Jersey. Seth said Liz was definitely in charge of the girls. She sure was. If they get a weak player, Joe Ellen is going to run the girls insane. She is. Missy said, it's been a minute since I quit alive and I'm out of comment jail. Thanks, Mama Star.
You know what? The Star family can be active.
Hope you all are well. Thank you for being here, Missy. Nettie says, finally caught alive. Missed you too. Thank you for being here. On another note, is TIK.Star a producer on Double Lives of Suburban Wives? I thought I heard her voice. TIK.Star? TIK.Star said no. No, she's not. But she's filming something soon, so we'll let you know about that. Dania said, hello family, Nikki and Mama Star. Hey, Dania, thank you for being here again. Hey girl, hey. Me and Zania spent the whole day together. Let's move on to the Real Housewives of New York. So guys, I saw the trailer. Listen, it looked good, but this is what happens with Rhony. Rhony's trailers always look good and then they don't deliver. So I'm not too hyped for the season, but I am hyped for Carol. I've always liked Carol. She has been that housewife for me. I did not know about Carol involvement in Epstein files and all that. I didn't know that until I watched the trailer. So I'm interested. I'm going to give it a look. Sai in the trailer was doing too much for me. Sai has not grown on me yet, and I'm trying. I am trying, but she has not grown on me yet. It's just like we never get any balance with her. She's just mean 24/7. Like in the trailer, all she's doing is cussing them people out, cussing out the cast. That's all she's doing. It also seems like Jessel and her husband may not be together. They were just friends anyway. You know what I mean? But she seems to be going through some relationship stuff. Erin, I'm not a fan of Erin, so I'm not looking forward to anything that she's doing. She's just a misery wart too. It's like her and Sai are just miserable. But I will say, Sai gave her a read, and I was like, oh, that's off the top of your dome. She said that Erin's lips are so loose. She must be sucking her husband's penis every day because all she does is queef out people's information. I said, what? What's happening here? no, we're going there. So listen, it does seem like an interesting season, but again, like I said before, Rhony always has a good trailer, and the season never shows. I am going to watch because I like Carol. I like the princess. So I want to see what she's bringing. I'm not excited about the new cast. I'm not gagging. The Rhony casting hasn't worked since the OGs. It just hasn't worked for me. It really hasn't. I don't know what the requirements are, but it's just not giving. It's not giving. But let's talk about the new cast of the Real Housewives of New York. We're just going to go through the whole cast. First off, we have Aaron. Let's read what Bravo is saying about Aaron, her bio for the season. So the first person we have, you know what? I'm going to go by this order because this page has so many freaking ads. So we're going to go start with Miss Carol Radziwill. My girl, she looks really good in this promo picture. I like it. She's, young and fun. I like the look on her. I actually might recreate this. I think I might eat this up, y'all. I'm going to tell my stylist about this. Should this be my birthday hair? This should be my London hair when I come back. I like this look. Yeah, I'm going to save this. Anyway, let's start off. What did Bravo have to say about Carol and Carol's return? And now that I'm thinking about it, did Carol return to clear her name of the Epstein files? We'll see. Carol Radziwill makes her highly anticipated return to the Real Housewives with the signature candor and unmistakable point of view that has always made her a force in the New York social scene. Never want to hold back, Carol settles into this group of familiar faces and new connections on her own terms. But while focused on what lies ahead, an emotionally charged chapter from her past lands back in the headlines and forces her to confront something she thought she had left behind. So they're basically talking about the Epstein files. So that's what I think her season is going to be around that controversy. I didn't know she was in it. So this is tea for me, child. I had no idea, but I'm excited for Carol's return. I always liked her on the Real Housewives of New York. Was sad when she left, but I understood Bethany was a lot. I get it. Working with her, I would have quit too. So I get it, but I'm glad that she's back, and I'm interested to see her journey. Next up is Daisy. Here's what they had to say about Daisy. She looks familiar. Daisy Toye is no stranger to the world of glitz and glamour, having spent more than 20 years as a close confidant and makeup artist to an A-list homemaking powerhouse. I believe that they're talking about Martha Stewart. A self-proclaimed shopaholic, Daisy has a taste for the finer things and spends accordingly. As demands of her career begin to take a toll on her marriage, she's forced to ask herself whether she can truly have it all. She looks so familiar, y'all. Where would we know her from? I do not know her as Martha Stewart's makeup artist. Where else do we know Daisy Toye from? Let me know in the comments. Next up, we have... I don't know who this is. Let's see. Is this the girl that's saying it's a billionaire? Because if you're a billionaire, why are you on the Real Housewives of New York? Erica Hammond has built a life surrounded by extraordinary luxury, complete with her own private island. When she whisks the women away for one of her kind, for a one-of-a-kind getaway. Despite all there is to be grateful for, not everything is perfect as it seems for Erica, as she opens up about her fertility struggles, making it clear there are some things that money can't buy. Now this makes sense. I think Erica is the billionaire. Something up with that. A billionaire and you're the main cast on a messy reality TV show. Something's up with this. Something's up with this. Anyway, now that part of the trailer makes sense because there's a part in the trailer where her and Daisy get into it because there were roaches on the island. And Daisy was like, this is kind of a dump. And now I understand why she was so upset about it, because not only was it her trip, it was her island. Makes sense. Makes sense. But it's still weird that a billionaire is on a reality TV show. That don't make sense. We'll find out why, child. Next up, we have our.
They usually don't want their business.
Exactly. So why are you on a reality TV show?
They try to keep it low profile.
Yeah. That's weird. Next up, we have my girl, Jessel. Love her down. She is the diamond of the season for me. Jessel. Oh, wait. They have Aaron next. So I'm gonna bring up Aaron. And the only reason why I'm doing that, like I said before, the site that I'm using has a lot of ads, so it just takes forever for the page to load. So I'm just going to go in the order of how they have them. So we're going to go with Aaron. Next up is Aaron. Aaron is finding a new rhythm after welcoming her youngest son. Oh, she had another baby. Oh, right. Yeah, she was pregnant last season. Amidst the devastating loss of her father, she prides herself on keeping every part of her life running smoothly. But between raising 4 children in Manhattan, oh, that sounds like a lot, business challenges, unforeseen friendship shakeups, and a flooded Hamptons home and the need of significant repairs, Erin has more plates spinning than ever. The question is, can she keep them all in the air? I want to say this. I'm not interested. None of that sounds interesting. None of that sounds interesting. Her storyline, all it gives me is that it's very stressful. It's a lot going on. And she doesn't have a warming and welcoming personality. So she's going to be miserable. And she already comes off miserable. So we're just going to see her be miserable through everything. That's not good TV. I don't know how she was cast on the show. I really do not get it. This casting is bizarre to me. Gorgeous girl, just not for TV. I don't know how she got it, but look, good for her. At least she got this Bravo check, child. Next up, I have no idea who this is. I have no idea who this is. Y'all know who this is? Also, how old is this lady? How old? Because I went to her Instagram. She acts very young, but just she gives very like old. Like she acts young, looks, I don't know, child. This is Haley Glassman. Having graced the tabloid covers in the early 2000s, Haley Glassman is no stranger to the spotlight. With her offbeat humor and unconventional personality, Haley is an instant hit with the group, but she finds herself struggling to come to terms with her past and find a voice when her friends start questioning the pillars of her identity. Who is this? Who is this? I have Haley Glassman. Who is this, y'all? Let me see. She gives young, but don't look at y'all. Child, I want to go look her up, and the first thing is her age. See, nobody knows who she is. Even People Magazine had to do an article. Who was Haley Glassman? Oh, she's a publicist. Still don't know. Who was she? Celebrity publicist. Glassman is a public relations professional with her dad, plastic surgeon, Dr. Lawrence Glassman. Oh, she dated John Gosling. John and Kate +8. Oh, I still don't know who this lady is. I still have no idea who this lady is. And it seems like Bravo don't know either, because their bio was so vague. Anyway, next up is the diamond of the season for me, Jessel. Oh, wait. Where is she? There she is. Ah, my girl. Love her down. Love her down. Jessel, let's get into her bio. Jessel. face card is clearing, Hunty. After the sudden loss of her father last year. Oh, did we know that? Oh my God, I'm sorry. Jessel's time navigates a difficult chapter as she grows closer than ever to Sai, of all people, whose friendship has become an incredible source of support. As Pavit throws himself into his growing influencer career, the couple finds themselves increasingly at odds over big decisions for their twin boys. Still, Jessel makes time to celebrate the people and traditions she loves with a Bollywood-themed birthday bash and Chinese New Year festivities. Despite the mounting tension at home, Jessel is determined to build the life she's always envisioned. I'm rooting for her. That's my girl, the diamond of the season for me. I'm tuning in to watch her journey. Love her down. Love her down. Next up, we have oh Lord, Sai is next, child. Did that picture come up? Come on, StreamYard. See, I gotta close that article. Oh, making everything run slow. Sai, no longer hiding behind the facade. No longer hiding behind the facade of a picture-perfect marriage. Sai De Silva, Toya, please. No longer hiding behind the facade of a picture-perfect marriage, Sai De Silva is shocked to learn from the press that her husband has filed for divorce. As Sai works to protect her children from the fallout, she relies on her newfound friendship with Jessel, but their unexpected bond ruffles feathers within the group. Huh. Okay, that's interesting. I'm not gagging. Like, I don't care. I feel like for Sai and this lady, I don't really care about their stories. We can also keep this person. I'm not really like checked in to their stories. Like, I don't get it. And here's the thing. There's nothing, I feel like, at least from the bios that Bravo presented, there's nothing that interesting that made me go, oh, that's why they were cast on the show. Okay, the girl is a billionaire. Okay. That's weird to me. No shade. That's weird to me. Like, what are you doing on this reality TV show? You can buy your own reality TV show. Why are you here if you're a billionaire? Something up, right? But I'm still not interested in her story. Bravo don't even know who this is. So I don't know why she's on the show. Aaron Snoozefest. I don't get it. I'm interested in Jessel's story. I'll even take Sai, even though she never smiles. I'll even take Sai because, navigating a new chapter in a relationship that is falling apart is difficult. So that's, at least she has some kind of storyline. Of course, my girl Carol is it. But the Daisy girl, I'm not interested in either. She looks so familiar though. But it's just not giving anything that I'm like, but I'll keep Daisy. Because for some reason she looks familiar. I feel like I know her, not know her, but like we know her from somewhere. What rapper did she used to date? Like something, she looks very, very, very familiar. But I will say, I'm not gagging. It's not like, ooh, so-and-so is going to be on the show. So it's not really giving anything to me to be like, yes, this is going to make me want to watch. If anything, Carol makes me want to watch. Jessel makes me want to watch. And then at least Sai, although she's mean, she has a storyline. So I'm like, okay, that will make me want to watch. But the other girls, no. And also, I think it's just very weird, Bravo. You got rid of what? One monoracial black girl, one biracial black girl, and gave us nothing? You didn't even give us a black for black? How the hell are you the Real Housewives of New York and there are no black women on the show? In New York City? In New York City, you couldn't find a black woman to be on this show? crazy to me. And I've been saying that. Even though I like the OG cast of The Real Housewives of New York, I still thought it was weird. And I've been saying it. I thought it was weird that The Real Housewives of New York did not have Black women on the show. I thought it was weird that The Real Housewives of New York didn't have any Hispanic women on the show. I think we got it in Daisy. We got it in Sai. I think they said Sai is just going to be it for everybody because she Afro-Latina. So it's like, we got the Afro in there at least. No, you need a Black chick. You need a Black American princess. Or you need a Caribbean and African chick. That's the only thing that would make sense. Monoracial, please. My God, today, you got to fight for a monoracial Black person now to be represented on TV. What is going on? The majority is fighting for a little bit of representation. My God, today, I think it's crazy. I think it's crazy. You got rid of a full and a half sister and gave us nothing, and gave us Haley Glassman? That's weird to me. You kept Aaron. But couldn't give us a sister. We just got to accept Jessel. That's our Black American princess. My God, today it's just weird. And I'm just like, listen, if you're not gonna give us any fly sisters on the show, at least give us some bad white girls. Who the hell are these people? I saw the trailer. The only person serving passions is Jessel. This is New York. No, Sai eats too. Like, that's it. No, everybody should throw a fit. What Daisy and Haley had on, even the billionaire. I said, what? Y'all not New Yorker. Y'all don't know what y'all doing. In New York City, no shade, even the homeless people are eating. Like fashion-wise. I'm serious. It's just like fashionable homeless. They might be in the house, but they will throw in a fit. Everybody has it in them. Even the rats. Everybody got it in them. So you're giving us this show about women in New York and they can't dress? And it's a white cast? What's going on? It doesn't make sense, Bravo. Let's do better. I'm not gagging, but I will tune in and I will review. I don't know if I'm going to consistently review because I just don't really see this cast given. I might just tune in. I might just review like the heavy Jessel episodes, heavy Carol episodes, and heavy Sai episodes. Because I don't feel like the new girls are going to give us things. The new girls and Meanie are going to give us anything that I want to see. That's my thoughts. What are your thoughts? Let's get into it. Right off bat, Miss Gigi says Sai always does too much. Paige URL said Sai has always been doing too much. Social Steph said as long as Sai is on there, I'm not interested. She's just a mean beat. Ooh, yikes. Listen, tell us how you really feel. Simone said, I was about to say, what Toya doing over there with the white? Listen, if y'all know Toya-Star, she said she's done with those kind of shows. Give Me Shelter said, I don't know if Jo Ellen could run Rosie. Oh, she couldn't. Rosie is unrunnable. I'll give her that. Princess said, we can't let Jo Ellen be the HBIC. I fear the show would be unwatchable. Princess said, ooh, that's a nasty and rude comment. For the lady, perhaps some class. Who was this about Sai? Let me know. Miss Brown Sugar said, somebody at Bravo loves Aaron, and I don't know why. Me either. I don't get it. She's just not good TV. She's one note all the time. There's no emotions there. It's just like very robotic. And they keep on bringing her back season after season like she's a pillar. Something going on. Oh, Social Stuff said, I've never seen it for Carol. That's my girl. I love Miss Rathwell. Damn. Oh, gorgeous girl. I will give her that, Princess. Princess says, Aaron does look good. Gorgeous girl, especially for a mama for eating. I will give her that, but that's it, child. I love Carol's promo pic. I'm doing that hairstyle. That might be it. London or birthday hair. No, I think I want a different hair for my birthday. If I can get snatched the way I want to get snatched, I might do that hair. If I don't get the snatchtation that I want by then, I might do the ponytail. We'll see. We'll see. Give Me Shelter said, I just think none of the shows are really giving. I hold out hope for Salt Lake City and New York City, but I have taken the other franchises off of DVR. I'm just tired of the cell drama. I can't blame you. I can't blame you. CM said, yep, she's going to try. She and Ramona need to be off TV. I'd rather watch Kyle on Beverly Hills than those two. Same. Carol? Girl, you think you know a person. Why didn't y'all tell me this before? I'm hyping her up saying she's my favorite housewife to watch. Girl, y'all couldn't have stopped me? Woo! Daisy from Rockala. She looks familiar. I got to be honest with you. I'm still gagged over this Carol T. Daisy Rock. No, that's a different Daisy. This Daisy is fully caucus. I remember her. I remember Daisy. That show was something else. What a show. What a show. Let me tell you something. Miss Brown Sugar said, I'm loving this wine Bordeaux color so far. I will say this. The promo pics eat. Even Haley is eating. Everybody in them promo pics are eating. That's about all. That's about all. No, for the love of Daisy was that white girl who was on Rock of Love. Yes, Missy B557 said, I agree. Daisy looks so familiar. She really does. She really does. Who does she used to date? Who does she used to date? Miss Gigi said, remember, they may have money, but they want the fame. Oh, that's the thing with a lot of them. Elon Musk. Having all that money means nothing if nobody knows it. But here's the thing. This is not a way a billionaire uses their money. To be a cast member on a reality TV show? No, you buy a network and you create a show around you. Why are you auditioning to be on the Real Housewives of New York? Something up. Something up. Miss Gigi said, I love Jessel. Me too. She doesn't take herself too seriously. Yes, that's why she's fun to watch. That's why she's fun to watch. Agnes, what's up, said, I was disappointed that Jessel was rude to Brooke Ashley. But I do like her on the show. What happened? What did she do to Brooke? Jessel? What did she do to Brooke? Aaron, Kirsten said Aaron is an election denier. I never liked her. What election is she denying? Biden's? But her political views, she need to be in Orange County with what she believe in, child. A mess. She is so not a New Yorker with her political views. Very weird. Very, very, very weird. Miss Gigi said, Aaron's purpose is to be messy as usual. She's just going to be such a killjoy. Oh, she's mad about anything. The only time I ever once felt bad for her was when Uber was getting her together. Uber stayed on her neck and then she apologized and was expecting Aaron to get over it. And I was like, wait a minute, Uber. I'm on your side, but you read that girl for filth. You got to give her a minute to collect herself. Uber would cuss her out and then be like, you want to hang out later? I miss Uber. Where is Uber? Oh. Miss Gigi says she talking about Haley. She gives Madonna, older woman but trying to be young. No, I think she's young. I think the work she got done, her dad, I think it's the work. That's what I always tell you about that plastic surgery stuff. You should not start playing with your face until you are older. You start playing in your face when you're young, you're going to make yourself look older. And I think that's what it is. I think Haley looks a lot older than what she really is. Because Haley is a young name. You ever meet a woman in her 50 or 60s named Haley? That's young. That's real young. Cameron said Jessa looks good. Boy, what a glow up. Yeah, she's eating. I loved her look. Yeah, Miss Gigi said a no Caribbean woman in New York. You mean to tell me there's not one black woman that comes from some dynasty that was built in New York in the 1800s? Not one black American princess? Not one Caribbean sister that owned a chain of restaurants in Harlem? Weird. Thank you. CM said homeless, not fashionless. I may not have a house, but I got a nasty fit. I'm telling you, I lived in New York for 2 years. It's the best I've ever looked. I would come home and everybody would be like, where are you going? I'm like, just to the store. My mind changed when I was there. It was all about just throwing on a fit. These ladies look a mess. Erin is always in some beat up jeans and a t-shirt. No, where's the fits? If you're going to be on the Real Housewives of New York, throw a fit. In both meanings, okay? You know what? I don't know if they're going to do that because KMV said they need a Jewish New Yorker. They tried that. That lady, her Instagram was real questionable. If they get a New Yorker, they have to get if they get a Jewish New Yorker, they got to get a Jewish New Yorker who at least is quiet about their beliefs. Because my God, today, that girl that was supposed to be on, I think the season before last season, or the season before last, she was a piece of work. Oh, that Instagram was crazy. Her husband calling I think, who was it? Was it Jessa calling one of the cast members the N-word? What was not even the tip of the iceberg of the horrible things that couple has said. So yes, is Haley Jewish? I think Haley's Jewish. You can have a Jewish person on the show. You gotta check their Instagrams. You gotta check what they liking, child. I think that girl made it bad. I think that girl made the block hot for Jewish New Yorkers. That her husband were crazy town. But you're right. Oh, they got Erin. No, she's Israeli. That don't mean she's Jewish. No, she's Jewish though. They got Erin. Yeah, they got Erin. Jen says, yep, Carol. Oh my God. That is something. Jen said someone mentioned that there was a picture of Carol and Give Me Shelter says she sure is. Reddit got a hold of some of those redacted files. Yikes. El Boogie said, you're sure this Daisy is fully Caucasus or could it be surgery and age? Daisy? No, Daisy is Latina. Daisy, I think her last name is Asian because her husband is Asian, but she Bad Bunny Puerto Rican or something like that. No, it's not shade. Nettie said she kind of looked like Hazel E. No shade, talking about Haley. She does. She absolutely looks like Hazel E. KMV said her husband looks like a okay. Jen said, I laughed so hard when Jessel said Tribeca was an up-and-coming neighborhood. She's so unintentionally funny. I love her. Sierra said Uber was too real for these fakers. She did not play. Y'all, they was not going to stun her. They was not going to stun her. Uber was just like, listen, I may be calm, cool, and collected, but I come from something too. I got money. Don't play with me. Okay? Here's the thing. Uber, as a business owner, not the best. Where the hell is that hot sauce? Thank God I never ordered anything from her. I would have been waiting forever. What's going on with the hot sauce? What's going on with the hot sauce? Jin said, right? I don't get why all these young 20 to 30 somethings are getting, but yeah, don't mess with your face in your 20s and 30s. Don't mess with your face in your 20s. You'll look 60 at 32. Don't do it. There are. Haley is a old name. I've never met an old Haley. I've never met an old Haley. Jen said they need to channel their inner Carrie Bradshaw fashion-wise. I agree. CM said Haley Mills from The Parent Trap and Good Morning, Miss Bliss. The original Parent Trap? If she's from the original Parent Trap, then Haley is an old name. Oh, I didn't know that. KMV talking about the cast of Real Housewives of New York is supposed to be inclusivity, but they keep ruining it. Yeah, it just doesn't make sense. Yes, she did. Erin absolutely did. She's the Ramona of this cast. She is the Ramona of this cast. Kirsten said Lizzie is the word. She's obsessed with Zohan. She needs to go back to that lady is unhinged. I couldn't believe it. I was like, how does she get cast on this show? She is unhinged. CM said Carol used to have a picture of just up in her home and that a documentary had up. I am so gagged by this because there's no way, if you're so close to that lady, there's no way you ain't know who she was or what she did. Oh, Carol. Ew. Oh, Carol, I'm disgusted. There's no way you didn't know what that lady was doing. There's no way. There's no way. Oh, that's so unfortunate. That's so unfortunate. L Bookie said Daisy from Rock of Love playing Latino spicy white, but she was just white. Oh wait, so Daisy from Rock of Love, she wasn't really Latina? Oh, Lord. She was Latino fishing. Latina fishing. L Boogie said Rock of Love Daisy tried to say she was related to Boxa de la Hoya, but she was just using the name for clout. Daisy de la Hoya. Smart. Smart. Jen said, I think Uba is nesting with her rich fiance in Connecticut. Oh, yeah, she's loving her life. I think Uba probably would have been cast back on the show, but I don't think the guy wanted to be with somebody who was on a reality TV show. And understandable, but I was just like, girl, you got to go for what you want. I hate when women give up stuff for men. Because who that man feeling like? Girl, bye. Girl, bye. Give Me Chelsea said, even Oprah endorsed Uba's hot. Where is it? On second thought, with all the food recall, let's just wait. I remember when I went to go search for it, I was going to order it, but the website was wonky. And I was like, I'm not putting my card into this website because I'm just like, I want to support the system. Not the best business person. CM said, yes, the OG. She's like 80. I remember her because she's Tabitha's from. Really? Oh, so there is old Haley's. Thank you. The 10 Weezy said, don't watch Housewives, wanted to engage and drop a like. Thank you so much. CM also said, that's why so many of us have been saying, why is Carol allowed back? Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Oh God. So I guess the only person I'm tuning in for is Jessel. Because Carol, I can't justify that. There's no way you did not know. There's no way you did not know what that lady was doing. Oh, Boogie said, if this turns out to be the same Daisy, I'll be gagged. No, that's not Daisy from Rock of Love. Because Daisy from Rock of Love, even back then, had a lot of surgery. This Daisy don't look like she's touched up that much. Ain't no way. Ain't no way this is the Daisy from Rock of Love. Ain't no way. Because also this Daisy, guys, this Daisy doesn't look white. Where is she? That's Haley. Is this her? This Daisy does not look white. This Daisy is very ethnic. This is not Daisy from Rock of Love. Get out of here. Why would y'all put that in my head? No way. That is not her. That is not her. Jen said, I believe the Sai is going to be confronting Carol about being an FC file. Why would she come on this show? I would disappear. What is going on? You know what? Maybe this show is going to be the messy mess we need. Maybe, because I am like, what, Carol? Oh, I'm disappointed in her. She can't talk to me. I am disappointed in you, Carol. How dare you? There's no way you didn't know that lady, what that lady was doing. There's no way. And the view, the political views that you have, the way you hold yourself. No way. Deeply disappointing. Anyway, let's get into the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. First episode, listen, wasn't for me. The second episode gave me something. I will say this. The Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, it needed two people to really make it something. I think Nene should have replaced Portia, and the Grand Dame should have replaced Giselle. Now, unless the Grand Dame was incarcerated, then I would understand. But having Giselle in place of the Grand Dame was weird to me. Bless you. Was weird to me. I'm just like, when you think of staples in the Real Housewives, you absolutely do think of Giselle, right? But that's Karen. You know what I mean? That's the Grand Dame. I think that she should have been the first choice, unless she was locked up. Maybe that's what happened, but I'm just like, Giselle over Karen is very weird casting. Also, knowing how Giselle performed in an ensemble cast that isn't her original cast. We've seen her work before. She's not good outside of Potomac. So having her in this show in place of Karen is odd, unless Karen was incarcerated. And here's the thing. First episode opens up, Portia is basically narrating the season. First episode opens up with Portia.
Maybe the Grand Dame couldn't go because they were going.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, okay, that would make sense. My mom said maybe the Grand Dame couldn't travel, because, she's on probation. So that would make sense. Or parole. That would make sense. That would make sense. Okay, I get that. For how long, though? My God, today. On parole at your big age is crazy. Anyway, it opens up with Portia, who's the narrator of the season, introducing Nene. And she's like, listen, when Bravo was doing this whole thing, celebrating the Housewives, and I'm hosting the Atlanta trip, and I just don't feel like we could do it without the housewife of all housewives. And Nene's just like, okay. And she's right. She's absolutely right. But I'm just like, If Nene is the housewife of all housewives, then she should replace Portia. I don't know what happened legally or what happened with, them booking her, but I'm just like, the Portia to me, it just doesn't feel right. If we are celebrating 20 years of Housewives with like the OGs, it should have been Nene, because Portia's not an OG. She's not an OG. Everybody else is an OG. Portia isn't an OG. If you wanted to get if it wasn't Portia, then it should have been Phaedra.
It should have been Eric Snow's wife. What's her name?
No, she was boring. No shade to her.
She was boring.
She was boring. But I'm just saying, I don't feel like Portia should have been in consideration before Nene or Phaedra. If we're getting OG housewives from every season, it should have been Nene or Phaedra. It's very weird that they chose Portia. I don't know what happened in the negotiations, but I'm just like, that would have ate if Nene was on this show. And I don't know, maybe they're trying to see how she navigates when they film in her city. But here's the thing. You already know that she's the draw if before you even get to filming her city, you're already introducing her to us. And y'all made this big thing about Nene and Bravo making up and her coming back to the network. So you know who she is. So why wasn't she the OG housewife for Atlanta? Unless y'all made up after y'all started filming. I don't know, because maybe this scene was filmed after the show. I don't know, but it was just weird to have Portia and not Nene or Phaedra, if we're talking OGs. Very weird. Or Sheree Whitfield. Joggers. Portia of all people was weird to me. Very, very weird. I think not saying that she didn't do a good job. I think Portia is she's always good, right? She's fun. She did a good job, but I was just like, that should have been Nene. And so that's why I feel like the whole thing is discombobulated. To have Kyle be the longest running housewife, that's not something to be proud of. She never gives. She never gives. I understand why Kyle is there and not Kim. I get it. But it's still just like Portia over Nene over Phaedra. Weird. But let's get into the first episode. The show wasn't good. Like, I feel like the second episode is giving. So we'll see how the rest of the episodes go. I think that Atlanta is going to be a good episode, but that first episode was Basura. Vicky is terrible on this show. So I know, for those of you who watch, you can confirm, I know she's a nightmare on Orange County. Immediately she's making issues with people, not fun to work with, just showing her MAGA nut job ways, just not good TV. And the main reason why I am not watching Orange County, I don't know why Andy did that big grandstand of giving her orange back. That lady is a MAGA nut job. She's right up there with Kelly. Right up there. Soon as they meet Vicky, she's trying to sell them insurance. The whole time they're filming, she's on her computer because she's still working. If you have to work while you're filming this show, then maybe you shouldn't have filmed the show. Like, I'm not understanding. While they're filming scenes, she's pulling on her computer. Oh, I got a lot of stuff going on. Don't film the show. Don't film the show. You've been working that business for this long. If you still have to work this hard, something up. Something up. Don't film the show. She's just not enjoyable to watch, so I don't even know why she was on it. I mean, I get that she was like an OG. You could have gave us Tamara. She's annoying, but at least you would have given her something. And also in episode 1, there's this whole thing where because Vicky is the first housewife to, so I'm sorry if you don't understand the premise of the show. This is the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, an idea that Bravo stole from me. Not Bravo, an idea that, you know, somebody in them producer space who watches my show, hey, stole from me, and it just never quite got off the allegedly not quite got off the ground, because you can't take somebody's idea without actually, you know, using the person who came up with the idea. You can't make it work because it wasn't your idea. So the show is not working. It's not a good show. So it never like really gave anything. But the premise of the show is to bring all the housewives back from previous season and send them on a vacation to see how they all work. It's like Popular Kids Summer Camp, right? So for this season, they're doing the Roaring 20s because it's a 20th year anniversary of Housewives. The Real Housewives of Orange County started 20 years ago. So to celebrate that, they're bringing back all the OGs from every season. Not all people are OGs. So this is like the OGs from every season are coming on, and they're all going to be doing this trip together. But the twist with the trip is that they're going to every housewife city. So they're first going to start off with Orange County. In every city, the housewives host the ladies in their city. So we're first doing Orange County, right? In Orange County, we have the Quiet Woman and all of that stuff, right? You know, the iconic places like that. So in Orange County, Vicky is hosting, I think they're at the Quiet Woman, and she's doing an 80s party because their 80s party was iconic. And the reason why she's hosting the 80s party is because at this party is where everything changed for her. And what changed was mainly her looks, because Slade said that she looked like Miss Piggy. And she said that she really took it to heart and it really, really hurt her. So she decided to change her appearance because of it. This is the thing. I was watching this scene and I was in tears because Giselle wanted to laugh so badly. Every time Vicky said that Slade called her Miss Piggy, Giselle was like, you know, she was holding it in. And I'm so glad she never looked at Portia, because she would have broke, because Vicky kept on mentioning that Slade called her Miss Piggy and kept on saying that she looked like a Muppet. And she was like trying to cry. But Giselle's face, she was holding that in. Every time she said he called her a Muppet, poor Giselle, that wig was just shaking for dear life, because she knew that this wasn't the environment for that. Because, you know, they all would have acted like Vicky was this huge victim, because that's how Vicky was acting. But then they had this weird scene where they do this seance and they bash Slade or whatever for calling Vicky Miss Piggy at the Quiet Woman. While they're there, Giselle tells Tamara that Vicky was talking about her. And the reason why Giselle did that is because Giselle is messy, right? She's just messy, and she's trying to get something started because nothing is happening, you know, nothing is happening. So she's trying to like ghost produce and get something started. So she tells Tamara that Vicky has been talking about her. While that's going on, Tamara and Shannon are fighting because every time Tamara gets in front of a group, she takes that opportunity to call Shannon a drunk. And so these two are going after it. While they're going after it, Tamara pulls Vicky aside and is just like, yo, why did you say all these things about me to Giselle? And Vicky's just like, I didn't say it that way. I'm sorry. I apologize. And in this scene with Vicky and Tamara, I realized what it was about Vicky, aside from her political beliefs. I realized what it was that bothered me before I knew that she was a mega nut job. And it's the fact that Vicky is the epitome of white girl humor. And I'm not talking about like really funny white women. I'm talking about white women who have never been funny, but their grasp of comedy is like making weird faces and like being really over the top and just odd and thinking that that's comedy. It's like the white girl that goes, you know, that weird stuff that the unfunny white girls do. That's what she is. She is the epitome of like white girl, unfunny white girl comedy. Because while Tamara is trying to talk to Vicky, Vicky does this thing with her wig, and she's like, and Tamara's not fazed. Like, Tamara doesn't think it's funny at all, but that's what Vicky thinks is comedy. And the reason why she thinks that, oh my God, she is white Shamia. She's white. That's what bothers me about Shamia. That's what bothers me about Shamia. Vicky is white Shamia. That's what it is. And the issue is, there are people who will see Vicky in that, do that whole performance with the wig and tell her she's hilarious and tell her that she should do comedy. And so she believes that she's hilarious. So that's why she's doing that wig thing where, because she thinks it's funny. Because some flunkies who watched this show told her that she was hilarious. And I was like, that's what it is about this lady. That's what it is. She thinks she's hilarious and she's not. Because Tamara was not fazed by that. Vicky wanted Tamara to laugh at that and like smooth everything over. And Tamara was not fazed. She wanted to know why Vicky was talking to Giselle about her. Some girl you just met and we're supposed to be besties and you're dragging me. That's what Tamara wanted to know. And Vicky's it's like, it's weird. And even when they were trying to talk to her, when they were on the passenger van and they were like trying to like get to know Vicky or talk to Vicky, she's like, me? Like, what are you doing? It's weird. It's not funny. It's not funny. But them flunky heifers at BravoCon told her that she was hilarious. You're not hilarious. You were just blessed enough to work in an ensemble cast of people who know how to react over your oddness. That's all that is. But that's what it is about that lady that bothered me before I knew that she was a mega nut job. She thinks she's hilarious. She thinks she's Rosie freaking O'Donnell. She's not. I'm sorry, I had to get that off my chest. Forgive me. We'll move on. We will move on to episode 2, which was a much better episode. I will say that. But Andy, next season, you have to tell Kyle she got to give something. I can't do it. In this episode, we start off with Kyle crying over Maurizio because it is their 30-year wedding anniversary. And Kyle's crying because, her Maurizio are not, they're married. He would never divorce her. Because what he going to have to pay that lady, he's always going to make sure they're cool and on good terms. He will never divorce that lady. Smart man. So they're still married, but it's like, he doing whatever the hell he want, right? Separated. So she starts crying because she's just like, I never thought that this is how my life would be. And I instantly got annoyed watching that because I'm just like, we cannot go through this next season. You have to do something else. I cannot take the somber over Maurizio. Either you're going to divorce him or you're going to go full gay. Like, what is it? She's teetering on everything and she's not making clear decisions on anything. Either you're going to spend the season letting us know that you're divorcing that man, getting your lick back and getting your life back, or you're going to go full gay with that butch child bride that you've been messing with from Nashville. One or the other. Let's make a decision and let's decide on it and let's go full force. I cannot take the dryness from Kyle. And I don't know why they let her get away with this. Every season she gives nothing. As soon as she started, Maurizio, I said, I'm checked out, please. I felt like I was probably traumatized from the last season because I was instantly annoyed when she started crying over that man. Instantly annoyed. And I got even more annoyed because Vicky was the one comforting her and she made it about her. Kyle was crying about, Maurizio and not, feeling like a failure. And Vicky was like, yeah, same. I did laugh at that. Kyle thought that she was going to encourage her, and Vicky was just like, no, it's terrible. It's a horrible feeling. I'm right there with your sister. And then Vicky goes, I wish people would have told me to not divorce Don. Everybody was telling you not to divorce Don. You got too big for your britches and you thought that you could find better. You thought that you could find better. You didn't know that Don was the height of what was available to you until you got out in them streets. The funny thing about it is Vicki constantly says that divorcing Don was like such a dumb decision. Don does not say that. Don cannot stand Vicki. He does not regret the divorce. He was blindsided and his ego was bruised, but he is so happy he's no longer with that lady. You should have never let him know what it was like without you. You should have never let him know. Later on in the episode, this part kind of gave me some life, and this was when Giselle confronted Vicki, and she was just like, I heard that you said you wanted to put me in a box. What that mean? You know what I mean? And Vicki was just like, well, I didn't like that you was telling Tamara what I said. And Giselle was like, well, you said that, and Luann confirmed it. And Giselle was like, yeah, so what's the problem? Like, you want to put me in a box? Because I get where Giselle was coming from. It's real odd that you guys are all housewives. Y'all know what y'all doing. Y'all know this is what y'all do to be mixy and have something going on. Giselle did that minute housewife thing, and you're talking about you put her in a box, you're done with her, you don't want to see her, you don't want to film her. Like, I felt like Vicki's reaction to Giselle telling Tamara what she said, it was given too much for me. It's like, what is that? You're putting her in a box, getting rid of her. You don't want to film her. You don't want to see. What? It seemed like a little too much for me. I was like, huh, that's your reaction. And then when even Luann said, well, you said the same thing to me, you had a different response to Luann. Interesting. But that's Vicki. That's the Vicki Andy knows and loves. The MAGA Muppet. Anyway, we move on to the ladies finally having some fun. So they all have this little pajama party, and Portia, being fun peach juice, tells the ladies how to do a sexy dance for their man, because Giselle was like, Portia, I don't know how to. You told me you were telling me how to do a sexy dance for your man, but I don't know how to do it. I will say, props to Giselle and Portia, who are ghost producing, to give us something. Props to them. So she was like, Portia, can you show me how to do it? So Portia does this whole thing, whiffing a coochie, She does this whole thing. And here's the thing with Kyle. You will never be that girl in the room without Kyle trying to one-up you, right? Because at first, when Portia and Giselle was doing a little striptease and having, the fun playing, like they were doing a striptease and having fun, and all the attention was going to them, Kyle was doing the clenching my pearls white woman thing. Like, oh, what are they doing? Oh, that's odd. I would never. Then the next thing you know, Kyle is spreading it wide and laying it low and acting like she riding. And then she goes into a split. I said, I knew the splits were coming. Too much attention was on Giselle and Portia. I knew the splits were coming. Because at first, you were a mother, a white woman, a white mother, clenching your pearls and being like, oh, what's wrong with those two? I'm not like butting up to Vicki, being like, oh. Next thing you know, you're doing splits to let them know what you got going on. Girl, bye. I knew the splits were coming with Kyle. Giselle does this thing when she is in the presence of white people that makes me so uncomfortable as a Black person, and I hate it. It's like, it's very housey, if you pick it up what I'm putting down. Because to be in your confessional talking about that Kyle is actually a Black girl trapped in a white woman's body at your big age. And then I see how, even with Vicki, how you have so much more grace with these white housewives than you have ever had with the Black women that you film with. Interesting. She did drop some tea on this episode because she let us know, which we all knew, but I don't think like a lot of people knew that there was, because they were all going over iconic scenes. I didn't think that her scene was iconic, but she said that this was the scene that changed the trajectory of the show. And her scene was where her and Karen got into it over a seat of like, the grand or the best person within the friend group, and they were fighting. I forget that they were fighting over a seat or something like that. Because I started watching Potomac later on. I wasn't watching it from the beginning, but I knew their lore. I just wasn't interested. And she says that scene was when Bravo decided that they were an actual housewife show, because at first they were the ladies of Potomac. Remember, their show was built on colorism. It was a paper bag test show. It was supposed to be about paper bag test blacks and Potomac, and how colorism is king, and how the white vein society kind of black people. It was supposed to be about that. So when the colorism aspects comes on the show and everybody is clenching their pearls, I'm like, that's what Potomac is based off of. Colorism and elitism. It was the Jack and Jill white vein society black people who were, turning up their nose and looking down on the poor dark blocks. That's what the show was. So when she gave that lore, she was like, that's the scene that made us a housewife show and no longer ladies of Potomac. I was just like, I know. I just loved hearing her like say it, because we know the lore if you were, watching Bravo back then. But if you weren't watching Bravo, you don't know the lore that they were not originally a housewife show. I think for 2 seasons, they were like a paper bag test show. And then when that scene happened, that's when Bravo decided that they were a housewife show. Good for them, because it wouldn't have lasted long with the way they were going. But again, it is because of Grand Dame and her conflict with Giselle that made the show something different to qualify it as a housewife show, which is why I think that Grand Dame should have replaced her. But I get it. Like my mom said, she probably couldn't travel or she was incarcerated at the time. But I would have loved to see her and Vicky go at it. That would have been some good TV. But anyway, while the ladies are at this pajama party having a good time, Lisa hugs Portia and she's just like, you're so fun. Are you always this fun? And Portia's just like, yeah, I'm always this fun. You okay, girl? And she's like hugging her. And Lisa is just so happy and having a good time. She's in her confessional and she was just like, she's like, I really loved it. I was having a good time. I was so happy. And she just starts crying. And she was just like, I haven't been happy in a long time. And the producer is just like, you okay? Like, why are you crying? And she was just like, my cast, we don't have fun. It's not fun. She's like, we're always fighting. It's normally at the expense of me. It's just, we don't have a good time. And she was just like, I just like having fun with these ladies. And I'm just like, listen, Lisa, I get that, this is a nice check for you and you love the attention. But if going to your job makes you react that way, maybe it's time to say goodbye. Because she just broke down from Kyle doing splits and Portia and Giselle doing the striptease. She was just like, I haven't been happy like that in such a long time. I'm like, oh, what's going on in Salt Lake City? My God, today, are they really fighting like that over there? Is it always a brawl every episode? Because Lisa was so happy to just have some fun. Anyway, the next stop is Beverly Hills. And now Kyle is hosting. This was a dud. This Let the Mouse Go scavenger hunt. Boring. I'm anxiously looking forward. The only reason why I'm reviewing this is because I want to see Atlanta. That's it. Maybe New York, but I really want to see Atlanta and how that all works out. Anyway, so they played this boring scavenger hunt, and then they all sit down for dinner. And of course, Maurizio is brought up, and Giselle talks about how, she did see Maurizio, and Kyle is like, oh yeah, and you said you wanted to lay down with him horizontally. And all of a sudden she has a problem with what Giselle said about Maurizio. And Giselle was caught off guard. And the reason why Giselle was caught off guard is because her and Kyle had already talked about this, and Kyle already said that she was cool and she knew that she was joking. So now Kyle gets in front of people and act like she has a problem. And Giselle was like laughing and trying to joke with her. And then she realized Kyle was serious, so she apologized. And Kyle was like, oh, I accept your apology. And I was just like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Kyle and Giselle smoothed that over. And even Kyle said there wasn't a problem. She was like, oh, there's no problem. She's like, Kyle said that her issue was with Ashley because she was the one that was being disrespectful. She didn't have a problem with Giselle. But now you get in front of these people and you have a problem. And I don't think she really had a problem. I think she was labia checking Giselle, right? She was letting her know that she's the big clitoris in the group. You know what I mean? Like she was checking her. And Giselle fell for it. She immediately apologized, like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to disrespect you. I'm like, you're apologizing again? You called her and apologized. You apologized on camera. And now you're apologizing again to this. Girl, bye. I would have said, you said it was cool. You told me you had a problem with Ashley. So why are you sitting up here acting brand new? Like you got an issue like we never talked. Oh, I would have played back in her face if she wanted to play with me. I would play right back. But for some reason, Giselle has restraint with the White Housewives. Interesting. Okay. Really, really interesting. I thought it was just... Anyway, like I said again, I'm not really watching this to watch it like that. I'm watching it because I want to see Atlanta. Because I feel like if this Atlanta episode is going to let us know how the next season is going to move forward, I feel like this is going to be a deciding factor. We will see. That's all I have to say about that. The Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. What do you guys have to say? Let's get into it. Let's get into. So Steph said, I just went on the Daisy Rock of Love Instagrams. That's not the same person. Yeah. That Daisy Rock of Love is white. This Daisy we're talking about, there's a black abuela or a black Tio in that bloodline. L Boogie said, I wish you could see the face of doubt I'm giving you right now. So Steph said she was definitely in jail during filming. Okay. So that's why we did not see the Grand Dame. Give Me Shelter said, I agree. Nene gets on my nerves, but she was the highlight of the first 2 episodes, and she was only in the beginning of the pilot episode. You cannot have Housewives roaring 20s and bringing back the OGs, and you bring back Portia. There's so many Housewives you skipped over to get to her. That's weird. KMV said, I think the Grand Dame was in treatment for drinking at the time. Okay, that would make sense. Sosa said, production loves Giselle. She definitely gets the mess started. I can see why they cast. I don't even care for her like that. Well, yeah, she was trying to make something happen. She was the only housewife who was doing it. So I said, listen, do her and Portia. Do what you got to do. Sierra said, clock it. Portia tried to be a lead, but she simply works better at supporting cast. That was Nene's spot. I just felt like with this cast of OGs, Nene would have fit better. CM said they're not going to do that because Portia does what she's told. Nene doesn't, and the show is better for it. So Steph said, when you sue your employer, 99% of the time, you will never be allowed to return. Ask me how I know. I know that's right, so Steph. But here's the thing. Nene's back, and they made this big thing about bringing her back.
Not really, they trying her out.
Yeah, that's what I think. That's what I think this is. I think they're trying her out. Sierra said, and also when Portia speaks, it sounds like she's using a word she's saying for the first time. Oh, this show is deeply overproduced. That's another thing that I don't like about the show. It's deeply overproduced. Miss Gigi said Deshaun Snow or Lisa Wu should have been on.
I told you.
I would take Lisa Wu over Deshaun Snow. Because here's the thing. Deshaun was a housewife. She wasn't a housewife for TV. And that's not saying anything bad. Not saying anything bad. So Steph said Portia has a huge contract with NBC. I could believe that. I Am 50 said NBC has moved on with Nene, but Andy has not. Oh, you think so? Well, remember, he was the one who was congratulating her and saying he gave that heartfelt speech about her coming back. I'm 50 said Sheree should have been on ATL. Phaedra is not. Oh, Phaedra's not an OG?
But you know what? If I was
oh, I didn't know that she wasn't an OG.
I wouldn't trust her.
Well, I think at this point they're both in it for the money, and that's what it needs to be. Nene and Bravo.
No, I'm just saying I wouldn't trust them before they get her hooked up in something else.
Well, she shouldn't trust them in the beginning. Sierra said on the first ever Real Housewives of Ultimate Girls Trip Watch What Happens Live reunion, all the housewives voted not iconic when Andy put up Portia's picture. Yikes. Messy. Give me Shelter. Phaedra isn't an OG, but even though Candy isn't either, she or Nene would have been better choices. I agree. Miss Gigi said Portia is Bravo's favorite right now. Oh, they love her. They love Portia down. So Steph said Phaedra just got back on Bravo. They wasn't picking her. Here's the thing. They couldn't wait to work with her, though. So it was just weird.
That was Andy's recommendation.
Yeah. I just would love to know how that casting worked out. Because I was like, Portia? Okay. Kirsten said, I really like Sutton's game. The dancing mouse in a cage was funny. Here's the thing. I didn't think it was a bad game. I just think it was weird for this group because a lot of them didn't know what she was talking about. A lot of them were like, huh? A lot of them were confused and they didn't know what the mouse let the mouse go meant. Because listen, these housewives, they don't watch each other's shows. They should, but they don't. NC said, when the cast photo first dropped, I saw they put, here they go. I saw they put Kyle in the center. Vanilla, boring, evasive housewife in history. I knew what time they were on and I knew I would not be watching. And that's the problem. That's the problem. Kyle is not an iconic housewife. Kim is. That's the thing. The iconic housewife, we don't have the iconic housewife from Beverly Hills. We do not have because, of course, she's struggling. You know, she's having some issues. But Cal is not the best replacement. Get Vanderpump. Why not Vanderpump? She's still working with Bravo. Why Kyle and not Vanderpump? Oh, was she not an OG? Oh, Lisa's not an OG. That's probably why. Oh, she's not an OG. Maybe that's why. Weird. The casting was a little bit weird and off to me. Kirsten said Vicky is gross. I can agree with you there. Miss Gigi said I refuse to watch OC because Vicky and Tamara are back. I can't do it. I'll take Tamara over Vicky. Because one thing, Tamara's an awful person. But one thing she will let you know, I am not MAGA. That son is. But everybody, they keep on trying to put MAGA allegations on her. And she's just like, not me. You got the wrong housewife. Gimme Shelter said, not only is Vicky up there with Kelly and Gretchen, but she has the nerve to be a permanent resident in Mexico. Oh, they always are. They always are. They hate Latinos, love Mexico. And that's why I'm just like, Mexican people are better than me, child. Because I would not be letting them people into my nation. Absolutely not. So Steph said Tamara and Shannon were banned from the final meetup at Bluestone Manor. They said their drama was interfering with the filming of OC. Girl, what? Because Shannon and Tamara's scenes were in this episode were brutal. I was just like, oh, that's what let me know that this is like real for them. This isn't just no like reality TV, beef for the show while we're filming. This ain't no work beef. It's real life. It's real life with them. And that's sad. That's sad. Miss Gigi said, I watched previous Ultimate Girls Trip, but I'll pass on this one. I wonder if we will ever see the one from Thailand. There's a housewife show from Thailand. Oh, no. We're never going to see that show. Because that's the one where homegirl Nobody messes with my family. She sued. She sued. We will never see that one. And she was sexually assaulted by Brandy. We'll never see that one. So Steph said, Portia is getting Kyle to have some fun. A very unlikely duo, but I'm enjoying them. I would happen to agree. So Steph said to bring up Slade was weird. It was, and it just didn't fit because, again, these housewives do not watch each other's shows. So nobody knew what Vicky was talking about. They had no idea what she was talking about. And it was like so much confusion. And poor Teresa, she didn't need any more confusion. That girl has been confused every episode. She don't know what's going on. What does horizontal mean, Teresa? She don't know what was going on. Because first of all, when Giselle confronted Vicky about what Vicky said about her, Teresa decided to say, oh, what you said about me was mean too, Vicky. And everybody was like, Teresa, what? That happened so long ago. What are you talking about? But Teresa was just like, sometimes it takes me a minute to catch on. So when I gotta think about it, I gotta go home and I gotta be like, oh, that's what she meant. Girl, what? Teresa. Oh, she is hilarious. I had to think about it. And I was like, what? I love her. Did you forget that I was from Patterson? Yeah. Oh, still my girl. Sure, still my girl. Donnie said, the spot should have been that spot should have been Nene. That clip with Nene did 1.5 million. So you know what it will be if she returns to Atlanta Housewife. Yeah, at this point, it's going to be about money. It's going to be about money. I'm 50 said I love Luann. She is the GOAT. Luann is good TV. She is good TV, and she is aging beautifully. Miss Gigi said that first season, Slave kept his foot on Vicky's neck, and it was hilarious. Like, he could not stand her. To this day, he still can't stand Vicky, and she couldn't take. So Steph said Luann had me hollering in episode 2. Here's the thing. Luann has always been a fun housewife. Don't be cool. Don't be uncool. Be cool. Be cool. She's always been a fun housewife. Luann is going to be good on any show that she's on. Because Luann knows that this is a check and this is what she got to get. She got to do what she got to do and she got to go home. That's why she's such a good housewife, because it's just a check for her. Give me Chelsea said slapstick Albert and Costello mess, or should I say Amos? It's very Amos and Andy. It's very Amos and Andy. Audrey said, are you recapping Married at First Sight? Just started watching the clips. Yes. I'm recapping Married at First Sight on Monday and Tuesday. The first 8 episodes on Monday, the remaining episodes on Tuesday. Two is for Life said, hey, Nikki.Star. Hey, Nikki.Star fam. I'm late, but better late than never. I know that's right. And my Raleigh Burris voice. Give me Shelter said, I've never been a fan of comedy and comedians because it's just not funny to me, especially slapstick. My only exceptions are A Different World, Martin and Rhught. True comedians. NC said, the fact that they keep shoving Vicky and Kyle down our throats will never make sense. But then again, this is Trump's America. Bravo, like so many other networks, can't get away with no longer being performative. Yep. Donnie said Shannon is MAGA too. I think that everybody in OC are MAGA. I don't think that any of them are not. Like, I was surprised when Tamara was just like, I am not MAGA. She didn't say she was Republican. She said she wasn't MAGA. I'm 50 said I actually connected with Lisa Barlow in this episode. I never liked her. Here's the thing. The one thing about the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, it will show you housewives outside of their elements, and you realize you like them outside of that ensemble that they are cast in. Two is for Life also said, I'm sick of Kyle crying about the same damn thing for 3 years now. Bored! We are bored! And Bravo won't do anything about it. It's boring. KMV said, LMAO, I need Kyle to just be with Morgan. For real, the community is rooting for her. Like, you got to go full gay or divorce that man. There's no other options. There's no in between. You have been straddling the fence for 3 years now. We're tired. KMV says she's just in love with being married. And listen, I'll give it to her. She spent a lot of time with that man, but we got to move on. We got to move on. I mean, listen, this is your life, but we as viewers, we want. Can we talk about something else, please? Coos Girly says she needs to divorce that man. We are tired, worn out, sick of it. Give Me Shelter said Kyle finally met someone more self-centered than herself. Dried up them tears real quick. Vicky was like, "Yeah, me too." Me too, girl. It sucks. Our life sucks. Yes, so said, told her you should be ashamed. Cal was like, I feel like I failed. Vicky was like, yep, you did. You did. Girl, what? Miss Gigi said, didn't Vicky say that Dawn wasn't filling up her love tank? Yep. Vicky said that about Dawn because she thought she could do better. Learned that lesson real quick. Social Stuff said Vicky had a lot of energy for Giselle, but coward to Teresa. Exactly. Then admitted her jealousy. These women got issues. I will give Vicky that. Teresa wasn't expecting that. And because Teresa was just like, so why would you say those things that you said about me at BravoCon? And Vicky was just like, probably jealousy. I will give her that because it caught Teresa off guard. Teresa was just like, oh, okay. I'll give Vicky that. She was honest. She was just like jealousy. That's what it was. Jealous of you. Okay, you can't say nothing after that. Teresa was like, oh, okay. Oh, okay. Two is for Life said, I hate that Giselle said Kyle was a black woman trapped in a white woman's body. No, she's Caucasian. Hush. She's that black girl that be doing too much in front of white people. Just really weird. Oh, you can come to the cacao. Ah! Weirdo. Ha! Give Me Shelter said Giselle around white people like father, like daughter. Ooh. Give Me Shelter said, I'm still waiting for Giselle's iconic moment. Let me check the Lost and Found because I haven't seen it yet. And there are so many iconic moments for Karen. I don't know any iconic moments for Giselle. The iconic moments that I know about Giselle are not from her. It's of people dealing with her. I'll never forget Wendy. Jealous of this? When I tell you, I would randomly laugh about that moment for weeks. Jealous of this? And then the camera caught to her cut to her dilapidated mansion. Ooh, but I still don't have an iconic Giselle moment. I have Candace, not today, neck. But it's about Giselle. It's not actually Giselle. I have Monique opening that binder. What did she call her? Are you still with Pastor Holy Whore? Of course you're not. Of course you're not. I got that, but these are all moments about Giselle. It's not Giselle doing or saying. There's not one iconic moment with her. There are iconic moments about her from other housewives, but there's no iconic moment with her. Miss Gigi said it was Karen's birthday and Giselle passed the Holy Whore. She said, is that his number? It was Karen's birthday and Giselle sat in the middle seat. Karen argued that it should be her seat. Yeah, okay. Thank you. I forgot the context, but thank you so much for that, for clearing it up. Two is for Life said Giselle is 11 seasons in and has 0 iconic moments. Everyone has iconic reads against her. Karen, Monique, Wendy, Candace. Yep. But she has 0 moments of her own. Boo, you suck. Yeah. When you're right, you're right. I don't know any iconic Giselle moments. I know iconic moments about her, but I don't. I'm 50 said Lisa really humanized herself on this episode. She did. Two is for Life said I actually broke a little wall for Lisa in this moment. Oh Lord, she broke down. She was just like, we don't have this, and I'm like, ooh, what are they doing to you in Utah? Thank you, Toya Star. Give me shelter. Said Lisa is no victim. Give me shelter. Said Lisa is no victim. She needs to stop.
Thank you. Who just said that?
Give me shelter.
Give me shelter, girl. You are telling the truth. She is fake.
Keep it professional, Latoya.
Okay.
Yikes. I'm 50 said, yes, Lisa is itchy in Salt Lake City. Something more said Heather is demonic. So like, I don't blame Lisa for crying. Yikes. Joe said they tear Lisa up on Salt Lake. Oh, wow. No idea. CM said they always go after Lisa and Meredith. They can be having fun together and then they'll flip on them. I saw that scene where she jumped up and was trying to snatch that girl wig. I said, what are they doing at Utah?
I saw Meredith at the
show. I think this season. She's not coming back next season. Jen said Lisa gets ganged up on a lot on her cast. It's tough. Oh, it's tough to watch. Yikes. Miss P said, yes, there's fighting on Salt Lake. CM said Cal has said she didn't like it because Giselle lied and said it was Ashley, but it was both of them. Yes, but they had, remember, I even talked about it. I played the video where she said that her and Giselle smoothed things over and it was okay. She had the biggest issue with Ashley because Ashley still has yet to reach out to her and apologize. So to get in front of everybody and act like you have a new issue with Giselle, I'm not a fan of Giselle, but I agree with her, like being like, wait, what's going on? She was stuck because her and Cal smoothed it over. So it was real weird that she was acting like that, but she was checking her. And Giselle let it happen. I wonder why. Social Steph said Cal said she didn't know the other part of what Giselle said about actually sleeping horizontally or laying horizontally with Maurizio. She's lying. She found out that the night before. I think the producer showed her. Cal is lying. Cal is lying, y'all. She is lying. Princess says, but Lisa isn't above the mess or starting it. I think you're right about that one. Social Steph also said Lisa looks down on her castmates. So Give Me Shelter said, I'll check out the road trip when I get a chance, but it's absolutely not must-see TV. Oh, it's not. I'm literally just watching because I want to see them in Atlanta. I want to see. That is going to be must-see TV. Jen said, the funniest part about that Kyle and Giselle back and forth was Teresa trying to figure out what horizontal meant. Oh, Tree. She's hilarious. And it's not like a forced hilarity. Vicky, that's how you're funny. That's how you do comedy. Like you just laugh at Teresa. She's unintentionally funny. So she's naturally funny. Vicky don't have it. She don't got that dog in her. Smitty said, hey, Nikki and Star fam, I'm late for here. I was outside. I know that's right. I'm trying to get like you. I'm 50 said, the way I would have checked Kyle in that moment for acting brand new white girl. Absolutely. I would have been like, don't play with me. We talked. Play with somebody else. Play with somebody else. Yasmin said, hey, Nikki and Star. Hey, Yasmin. Tools for Life said, Real Housewives of Salt Lake City used to be so good, but the constant fighting is starting to turn me off. All these housewives shows are doing that. It's just like, if y'all don't like working at your job, we don't like you not like working at your job. We don't like watching you hating working at your job. Quit. I'm so glad you brought that up. I forgot that. Donnie said Giselle even called her from the trip. Kyle was tripping. Not only did she call her from the trip, they also talked after. Kyle confirmed in an interview. Acting really weird. And you're acting like, oh, you know, what she said about Mauricio was bad. But Mauricio was banging everything that ain't nailed down in Beverly Hills. There ain't a hole in Beverly Hills that he hasn't explored. And you're mad at Giselle for saying some joke about him? Girl, bye. Yasmin said, we all know Giselle wants to be associated with those people. Oh, sure do. Desperately. Gimme Chelsea said Giselle's existence lies in colorism, so of course she's going to respect her masters like her father taught her. Or stepmama, child. So Steph said Giselle called her but did not tell Kyle everything that was said. Kyle found out and confronted her. I don't believe that for 1 second. CM says folks keep acting like Nene sued and lied. She didn't lie about Andy and his ways. There is a chef on TikTok that was on one of them, that Bravo cooking show. He cannot stand Andy Cohen. Every other video, he is doing a fun fact about Andy Cohen, and it ain't good, child. It ain't good. What? Social Steph said Lisa definitely filmed in Atlanta. She got into it with Nene. Do y'all know why the Countess and Erica Jane don't like each other? What was that in the trailer? Two Is for Life said, I hate to say it, but I don't get a vibe that Nene is coming back anytime soon. I think the door is open, but it was simply a celebration of Housewives, and they knew they couldn't do that without Nene. True. I don't think the door is open either. I think the door will be open when they see the audience reception of seeing Nene on the show. I think that's what it is. I think they are waiting to see what her presence does to see if it's, if they want to get back in bed with her. Usola said, wasn't Phaedra a guest or cast on the previous Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip? Yes, but so was everybody else who's on this season. I think Kyle has been on every season. Give Me Shelter said, LVP would have been better, even Erica Jane. I agree. Give Me Shelter said, Lisa Vanderpump is an OG. She was on the first season. So I would have rather her than Kyle. But she's still in bed with Bravo. So I don't know what the issue was. Donnie has said, Andy made the decision if it would have been NBC. Andy made the decision. If it would have been NBC, Nene would have been on the show. You think he doesn't want her to be on the show? Is that what you're trying to say, Donnie? Let me know. I'm 50 said, Lisa Vanderpump is an OG, but very busy. But Camille Grimmer would have been great. She's a mega nut job, too. I don't know if I feel like seeing her. Vicky is enough. Miss P said, Lisa Vanderpump. Oh, I got that. NC said, Giselle, saying her and Karen fighting over a seat is what changed the trajectory of the show is comical. Because I could have sworn it was when she set up Candace and Wendy's husbands as predators. No, she was saying that change, that made Bravo decide that this was a housewife show and not the colorism ladies of Potomac. Simone said, side note, Nikki, did you see the teaser for Brittany's Maybelline ad for Monday and Carnia's in Nantucket? No, I didn't. Send me all the tea. I'm compiling information for my next Love Island chat. So send me that and we'll talk about it in the next one. Thank you, Simply Simone. Thank you, Simone. I keep calling me Simply Simone. I'm sorry. Jen said Vicky is an anti-immigrant, yet she's a permanent resident of Mexico now. Hypocrite much, and her son cannot stand her. Ooh, that boy has been consistent. Wow, he feels about that whole family. Oh, Morocco is what you're talking about. Yes, Jen. Thank you. Jen said we did see Thailand, but we didn't see Morocco. CM said, I'm glad Caroline is not coming back to my screen. Sad for the reason. Here's the thing. Caroline should have never been on that girls' trip. After what she did to her sister. Who wanted to see her? Absolutely not. Yasmin said Teresa only knows about Teresa's world. Sure does. Spency said, why did Vicky say that? She came for Kyle low key. Wait, what did Vicky say? What did I say that Vicky said? Jen said, Lisa was so funny during that party. She was like, Vicky, you don't need to change your face. And Vicky was like, I already did. Because they don't watch the show, so they don't know what anybody is talking about. That's why they were just like, who is Slade? They did not know what was going on around. Nikki was crying about being called a Muppet. They were all so confused. Give Me Shelter said the only way to get Bravo to change is to not watch. But Bravo is an ecosystem now and understands it's not attracting new viewers. So they are trying to get the remaining viewers to support other shows. This ain't the way to do it. Yep. Social Seth said Giselle's iconic moments involve her getting read. Sure do. CM said Giselle had iconic moments. Wendy reading her, Monique and Karen reading her, her about to cry when Candace didn't invite her to the what? Yeah. Jealous of this. Oh, that's when I was like, you know what, Wendy, you are right in my book. Social said when Monique called out his phone number and Andy asked Giselle, was that the correct number? And Giselle was like, yes. Lives in my mind. Because Monique was like, his number is, but that's his number, right? This is the thing. Poor Monique. Because she wanted to, she couldn't. Here's the thing with Monique. The reason why she did not do good on the season when she came back is because she left on such a high moment. You can't have a reunion like that and then come back and give us nothing. You can't, sister. That reunion will forever be iconic because when she opened up that binder, she let the chopper sing. She got everybody. Is Jamal coming? I didn't think so.
She really got Giselle.
They tag team her on that reunion. Social Steph said, did y'all hear they are filming a Real Housewives of Montana? Ew. You know what? Let me not say that because I thought that Rhode Island wasn't going to give. Who knew that Rhode Island was the crime capital of the US of A? My God, today. Hey Kaylee. Kaylee said I'm late because I was watching the verses. I did feel bad for Lisa, but she also causes her own chaos too sometimes. Yeah, it's Donnell Jones and Joe. Give Me Shelter said me and Toya on the same page. CM said Heather really is the worst housewife. She's so Giselle coded, but worse. Well, you're right. CM said Giselle lied and didn't tell Kyle what she said. Only Ashley. Really? Oh, okay. Kaylee said out in a video talking about Shamia and wait. Your comment was cut off. Hold on. This is from Kaylee. Have you talked about the Real Housewives of Atlanta? K. Michelle came out in a video talking about Shamia and addressed Candy. Oh, where she was saying, I'm not talking about Candy. I think that was in response to a video of Candy talking about it. I did see something about that. I'm going to talk about that on Monday when we conclude with the part 3 of the Housewives reunion. So we'll talk about that on Monday. Kaylee said, I don't think what Giselle said was too much, to be honest. She said if he was connected to Kyle, so it clearly she wouldn't overstep that boundary. Yeah, it wasn't a big deal. And it wasn't a big deal for Kyle when she heard it the first time. Or when Giselle apologized to her the first time. She was acting like it was a problem because she was in front of her girls, who she controls. She controls those girls, so she wanted to let him know. She wanted to let them girls that she controls in Beverly Hills know that she controls these girls as well. I'm telling you, she was puffing up a clitoris. Dania said her dad is not white. He was a black civil rights activist. Giselle is a proud black woman. I like Giselle. We have the same birthday, and I know she has a good heart. She was right by Karen's side. You know what? We all have different opinions here. Thank you, Dania, for sharing yours. Yeah, that's the thing, Social Steph, and that's what I've been trying to tell Atlanta. Social Steph said, that's why I'm enjoying Girls Trip. It's not constant fighting. The housewives have lost their way. We like seeing y'all have a good time. Some slight shade, okay. But you guys fighting every episode is not fun. It's not fun at all.
That's what happened to Basketball Wives.
Yeah, that's what happened in Basketball Wives. Jen said everything that isn't now down and under the age of 30 in Beverly Hills. He is on it, child. He is on it. Oh, really? So said they already invited Nene to do Traders, but her youngest son was in the hospital with complications. Oh, so she's back. She's back in the fold. I'm 50 said I think Countess and Erica was both with the same Bravo boy. Oh God, y'all too old to be fighting over men. Kaylee said yes, Phaedra was on the season with Brandy from Beverly Hills, and Brandy did a season again, and that was the Morocco one. Spency said, what did you see Andy defending Vicky being back? People were calling out that she's MAGA. Well, remember when Andy gave her her peach, her orange at BravoCon? Like it was a big deal. Like that's what people were asking for. Nobody was asking for Vicky to come back. OC did not need that. And as you can see, it's not working. Her presence is not making the show any better. Jin said Nene is the only housewife that has accused Andy of doing. Ciao. Tools for Life said, I think Erica doesn't like Luann because Lou said at BravoCon that the Beverly Hills girls act like they're above it all. I think that's what it is, but I could be wrong. Oh, who cares? Who cares? Like, that's the reason why you're shading that lady. Let it go. Let it go. Spency said, the way Vicky was saying you did. I will give her that. And that's when she's not trying to be funny. That's the thing. When she feels like she's being funny and trying to do comedy bits, it's terrible. It's terrible. Because remember, the Tres Amigas were trying to do comedy back in the day. They thought that they were going to be the next queens of comedy. Ew. But when she's not trying to be funny, she's absolutely hilarious. Kyle was trying to cry, and Vicky was like, yeah, you're a failure. You are. You failed. And Kyle was like, girl, what? That's when she's funny. When she tries to be funny, the slapstick comedy, it don't work for her. So slapstick. So Steph said, Lisa had me hollering when Lisa said Vicky has them in TurboTax class. Woo! Well, they're not overproduced. They're actually fun to watch. She is. Kaylee said, Giselle is a good antagonizer. Perfect way to describe her. But she freezes when she's on the defense every time. CM says she could have had that moment and kept it going when she decided being petty was worth it and it was hurting. Who are we talking about? We didn't talk about so many people. Who are we talking about there? Give Me Shelter said, oh my God, Montana, but Rhode Island turned out a whole season of Law and Order Organized Crime Edition. Yeah. So let's see what they got going on in Montana. Now that's a cast that should be all white. Maybe one Native person, but that's the cast I'm expecting to be white, not New York. So Steph said, I saw K Michelle on live last night talking about Shamini and Candy. It made Kay look very juvenile and silly. She also contradicted herself with her previous statements. Yeah. It's bizarre.
Well, K Michelle doesn't want to be ran out of Atlanta
again. She's bizarre. That's all I can say. K Michelle is bizarre. I don't understand any of the decisions that she has made on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I don't get it. Oh my goodness. Jen just said Maurice Ho isn't attractive. I don't see it. Well, now we got to disagree. Because don't fight me, Kyle, but he got something going on. So Steph said, Carlos King said he doesn't think Vicky will return to OC because of performance on the girls' trip. She was terrible. She's terrible on girls' trip. She's tanking OC. It's time to wrap her up. And we're so busy canceling good seasons, good shows, while OC is still going on. Andy, I don't care if that is the first housewife show. It's not good, beloved. It's not good. So Steph said, Erica is always holding on to some really minor thing, but never against Kyle. Flunky. Yes. I agree, Kaylee. Kaylee said Vicky can be funny, but she has to be authentic. However, she is a Karen. Yep. Kaylee also said, you failed your family. You failed all of us. You were the poster child of a good marriage. She would not stop going. None of us believed in marriage after yours fell apart. We were rooting for you and you failed us. Girl, why? That's what she's funny. I'm 50 said, I think there should be a Rivals Housewife edition like the challenge. Now that I will watch. But I don't want them to do physical challenges. Them girls wouldn't survive nothing. All the broken bones and busted BBLs. Give me shelter said, girl, proud black civil rights woman who disparaged a legitimate black woman by calling her Aunt Jemima and left his legacy to a white woman who does nothing to support our culture. Ciao. Giselle's daddy. Oh, she did. Donnie said Vicky sued Bravo and Andy invited her back with open arms. I don't think that those are the only people that sued Bravo. I think there's a lot of Bravo talent that sued Bravo at some point. And I think they probably dropped Bravo in the lawsuit and just sued the production company or something like that. But Nene is not the only one who allegedly sued. So Steph said, Kay also threatened to release some kind of tea on Shamia. Here we go. Jen said, yeah, that's why I was thinking about Montana. I hope they have some Native Americans on the cast. I mean, it would make sense. But then again, there's no black woman, monoracial black woman on New York. So Kaylee said, I mean, Kay is not all the way there. So not surprised. I've been rocking with Nikki when you said, how could you put your trust in her as an ally? She's always going to flip. She did that to Jocelyn on Love and Hip Hop. Like, it was so foolish for Shamia to bank on her. That was such a dumb decision. I was not shocked that they were going after each other at the reunion. I was not shocked that K. Michelle tried to assault Shamia. We've seen her work. We've seen her work. I will say, I thought that she changed. I really, really did. And I was excited to see a new chapter with her, but it's still bizarro world. Still bizarro world with her. Give me shelter said, it's hard to type on this platform, but Giselle's dad, called a legitimate black woman Aunt Jemima. Thank you, Give Me Shelter, for clearing that up. Kaylee said, unfortunately, the housewives ain't gonna do no challenge. However, it would kind of give me Bad Girls Club games. Yeah, they could do something fun, but I don't think nothing physical. Not them housewives. Polly Pocket Sutton would break every limb. I'm 50 said, no, I mean that all the frenemies go on girls' trip together to air out their grievances. That's a good idea, I'm 50. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Joe says, I kind of think Nene's lawsuit hit different, alleged lawsuit hit different because she called them out for being racist cokeheads. She wasn't wrong, but they definitely didn't like that she did it. But her being on the show proves that if she did sue, her being back on the network proves that she is a force that has to be reckoned with. That she did indeed put Bravo on the map. Give her tens and give her flowers. Nothing wrong with that. We're going to end right there. Again, guys, I plan on doing my live for Love is Blind UK tomorrow at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Again, there's work happening on here in my apartment. If it's done in time, I'll hop on. If not, we're going to have to wait. Sorry, UK subscribers. I'm going to try to do this as early as I can. But tomorrow is UK Friday. We're going to talk about Love is Blind. We're going to finish Love is Blind UK. And then we're going to do a live about Harry and Meghan moving back to the UK. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Joe said, wait, is the lawsuit alleged? I thought they settled publicly. Oh, I didn't know they talked about it. I thought that like everybody in the business knew. I didn't know that, it was out there. Let me know, child. Jen said, I'm surprised Coke is so popular. I thought it was an 80s thing. Oh, everything's coming back. Coke, meth, crack. They said crack is taking over the white liberals in Brooklyn. It's coming back, child. I mean, we got Reagan in the White House again, so get ready. Get ready. Anyway, let me get out of here. I love you guys so much. Give me a couple minutes. I have to put the timestamps on both of the lives that I did today. They should be both up in about 15 or so minutes. Thank you, Jen. This was fun. I enjoyed it too. I enjoyed this as well. You guys are a ball of fun. Thank you for joining me. And I say this every time because I absolutely mean it. I love the fact that you could pick anybody here on YouTube to spend time with, but you decide to spend time with me, even when there's something big going on like a versus. Thank you for making me feel special. I love you all. Bravo. I love you all. And I will see you tomorrow for UK Friday, which is Love is Blind UK, finishing up that season 3. And Harry and Meghan moving back to the UK. Yikes.
And I got some words for that one.
Yikes. We'll see. We will see. Talk to you soon, guys. Cheerio. Mwah. Yeah, I know you guys.